Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Platter Kitchen. I'm glad you're here with me today. And as you can tell, I have this bounty of vegetables in front of me. And there's a reason for that. I like to go to the local farmer's market. And I'm actually not in Sedona. I'm not in the Platter Kitchen in Sedona. I'm actually in the Platter Kitchen in Santa Barbara. And Santa Barbara has one of the most amazing farmers markets. I am able actually to go twice a week on Tuesday and Saturdays and fill up on everything that I need. And I love to shop locally. I love to shop seasonally and create my menus from seasonal produce. So that's what I'm going to do for you today. And so everything that you see here in this basket, and it looks like I'm wearing the basket, which I think is kind of cool, because I guess I could clothe myself in vegetables because I clothe my inside with vegetables, that's for sure. Anyway, everything here is going to be found in today's recipe. And today's recipe is actually something I'm trying brand new. I've never tasted it before, so this is not a tried and true recipe of Platter. It's actually an experiment. But I have great confidence because I'm actually doing it from the How Not to Die cookbook by Dr. Michael Greger. And I am going to be preparing a black bean gazpacho salad. And I was intrigued by that because my husband's not a great soup eater, and especially it's summertime right now. We're in June, in the throes of getting very warm. And so I wanted to do a salad versus a soup. And gazpacho soup is traditionally a cold soup, so it's going to be a cold salad. And I was able to find all the ingredients that I needed at the farmer's market. And I also like trying things I've never tried before. And it calls for a red onion in this recipe, and they had some glowed red onions, and I've never tried those. I think they're supposed to be a little sweeter. So I'm going to find out, and we're going to test it out and see what happens. So anyway, I will show you what the Platter Kitchen in Santa Barbara looks like, so stay tuned. So I said I would show you the Platter Kitchen, Santa Barbara style. This is our one-bedroom condo downtown in Santa Barbara, and I walk everywhere. My husband takes our little Ford Fusion energy car to work, and I just backpack it and schlep around Santa Barbara downtown, and I love it. I love the exposure to everything just within walking distance. So there you go. This is where I live in Santa Barbara. Now let's get cooking. So before we get started actually preparing the recipe, I wanted to talk about a few ingredients that some of you may not be familiar with. One of them is miso. And miso is becoming more popular. You can find it in regular grocery stores as well as health food focused grocery stores. But miso is actually a fermented soybean paste. And the color, you'll come across different colors. I have white miso here, and that's what it calls for in the recipe. But you can actually also get red. There is, I've seen pink and brown and yellow. This one actually is a reduced sodium yellow by a different brand. But really the color tells you a little bit about the flavor and the saltiness you're gonna get, because miso is what's called, gives you an umami flavor in your foods. And the lighter the color, it tends to be lighter in the umami and saltiness factor, and the darker you go, the more intense it gets. So this is a nice light fresh salad. So we're gonna go with a white miso. If you have yellow, that's perfectly fine. But if you get into the red and the brown categories, it's going to be too intense. Then you kind of save those for like gravies when you're making gravies. The other ingredient is nutritional yeast flakes. And these also are becoming very popular. Years ago, a lot of people, unless they were, really get these really only in health food stores, but again, they're becoming a little bit more popular. And they also give it umami, savory, cheesy flavor to dishes that you prepare. So those are kind of two key ingredients you might not be aware of. The other thing I do want to point out to you is try to find black beans if you're not cooking your own, because I like to cook my own in my Instant Pot. But if you don't and you're running short on time, Try to get organic if you can, but really focus on non-BPA if they're in a can. We don't want any yucky toxins going into us as we're trying to eat nutritious food. We don't want to be contaminating our body with things that shouldn't be there. So just a few things I wanted to point out to you. So the dressing is super simple for this recipe. It calls for 1 tablespoon of the nutritional yeast flakes, 2 teaspoons of lime juice, a teaspoon of the white miso paste, and as you can tell, that's that ingredient right there. If you've never seen it before, that's what it looks like. And then it calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. I know that I love cumin, and it said 1/4 teaspoon or to taste, so I've already started out by putting a 1/2 teaspoon in there because I love the flavor of cumin. So I'll let you know if I need to add anything more additionally, but that's what's in the dressing. I am about ready to mix everything together. I took maybe 10 minutes chopping and dicing everything. I drained a can of black beans as I was told to, rinsing it off and draining it, and then chopped the 1 ripe tomato, red or yellow bell pepper. You could use 1. I decided I was going to use 1/2 of each. I just liked the color mixture, and so I went with red and orange bell pepper and just did 1/2 of each. 1 cup chopped cucumber, a 1/4 cup minced red onion, a garlic clove minced, and then a teaspoon minced of jalapeno pepper, which is not very much. You still are left with a lot of jalapeno, but that's all I called for was that 1 little teaspoon. So depending on the heat, and if you like heat, spicy heat, you could always add more. So I will have to flavor test and see what I think. And then we will mix this all together with the dressing. And it said to pour the dressing in. I think it's going to be scooped in. And I think why it's so thick, this is my hypothesis. We have a lot of liquid ingredients here, or not liquid ingredients, ingredients that have a high concentration of water content to them. And so I'm thinking that the dressing is thicker to compensate so that when we start stirring it all together, it will kind of loosen up and spread uniformly throughout the mixture. So let's see if my hypothesis holds true. So I'm mixing all the ingredients in the dressing together, and yes, my hypothesis is being proven true. It had to be that thick because nutritional yeast actually has a kind of an emulsifying ingredient to it. It makes things thicker. And so when I mixed it with the lemon juice and the cumin, those powdered ingredients, and the miso paste already being thick, it was a very, very thick mixture, very thick dressing. But it gets nice and smooth and creamy as it mixes with the natural moisture in the vegetables. So perfect. Smart thinking, Dr. Greger and his folks that created a lot of these recipes. There is a gal that created and developed the recipes, and so kudos to them for smart thinking. So here we are at the end of another Plant to Platter recipe video, and the black bean gazpacho salad I think turned out pretty fabulous. The one addition that I made to it, being both a Sedona, Arizona and a Santa Barbara, California girl, was I added some chopped fresh cilantro, about a 1/4 cup. This was at the farmer's market, couldn't pass it up. I love everything with cilantro in it. So I just mixed it in here with everything else. And it just seemed like a perfect melding because there's cumin in here, there's jalapeno, cilantro just seemed like a natural fit. They also recommend when you serve it to dice up some fresh avocado and sprinkle that on top, so I'm going to follow their advice. The other addition I'm going to do is at the farmer's market. They had some fresh corn, so I think I'm just going to slice this off the cob and sprinkle that natural sweetness on top as well with the avocado, and it'll be wonderful. Even just some fresh, if you have some fresh salsa that you've made, on top would also be a marvelous addition. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know how it turned out. I give it a thumbs up to Dr. Michael Greger and for this recipe, for all that he does. If you're not aware, nutritionfacts.org on the web is a wonderful resource for everyone, and it's free, a free resource to learn about nutrition, the facts about nutrition, learn some good recipes. It's a wonderful resource, as well as I said, his How Not to Die cookbook that came out after. I have to reach for my How Not to Die book. And this is just, if you don't have it, I highly recommend it, a wonderful resource to have to lead you through how to prevent a lot of the diseases that Americans are suffering from today. So get healthier and get information from Dr. Michael Greger. And I don't want to forget too, his Daily Dozen app is wonderful for people who are newly trying to transition to this lifestyle, this healthier lifestyle. It's a wonderful free app that helps you understand what kind of foods that you should eat. Anyway, I'm glad you joined me today, and I wish you plant-based joy in your kitchen and in your life. Signing off from Santa Barbara. Next time I'll see you from Sedona.